and the various disasters that are taking place everywhere. So, what would you, in your, to share something about what are your thoughts of what it is that is currently taking place, and what is the time telling us?
Yeah, thanks very much for that introduction. When I look at what's been happening recently, especially with all the weather patterns changing, I always feel that I need to look at it as a detached observer and to understand fully what this drama is teaching me. I see how much we have done to matter and why matter is reacting towards us. But then I also look at it from the perspective of we belong to the Supreme Father. He is the bestower of happiness, and He is the remover of sorrow, like you rightfully said just now. What it's telling us is that we have to accept what is happening to us right now because we have done something to matter. Matter is just reacting to us. But also in the same vein, I look at the many people who don't understand this drama, and I realize that it is our duty to help them to understand and also to give them the courage to know that whatever is happening has to happen. There's no way of changing it. But what the future holds will be even better for all of us. So instead of looking at all of this as being painful, terrible, destructive, we must look at what is going to come in the future. And when I look at what is going to come, I always see the peace and happiness that we're going to have in the future. So it's not just a case of now I'm feeling this way. I need to see what I'm going to feel in the future. And I think for me, looking at it that way, looking at family and friends and what they're going through, I just feel there is so much we can do as BKs to help them.
It's reminding me of this aspect that it's a time for giving.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
With the elements, whatever disasters, whatever is happening, and I mean it's quite intense because I'm sure over this 4 or 5 days period of so much of rain that people's homes have been and so many things. So in terms of giving back to the elements, how do we help to calm the elements in a way,
I think one of the ways we can calm the elements is by having lots of meditation, a lot of yoga, making sure that we are thanking the elements for what they have done for us in the past. But we understand what they're going through now. It is their time to react. Also, apart from just having the yoga, is to be grateful for whatever we have. We look at it as there's so much of water right now that's causing so many problems. But what would we do without the water? We need to look at that aspect of it as well.
Yeah. So it's so important that we realize that there's such an integral part that we play, we as souls, the elements and God, the drama, that there's a role that we are all connected.
Yes.
So our body is made of the 5 elements. So we are close to the elements.
Yes.
So I truly feel that it's so important that our thought energy goes out in giving the peace giving the calmness to the elements, so that, whatever then, however they are reacting, that there's some energy that is going on in helping, yeah. But I mean, in terms of our own self, it's so important that we also keep ourselves stable. And I always see you in such a stable form, there's always just this, I can feel this leveling person that you are. So how do you keep yourself in that state?
It's what others tell me about myself. I don't see myself as that at all. But I have to say that keeping my mind connected all the time is what helps me. In whatever I do, I try as much as possible to keep my mind calm and stable so that I myself feel good, and I can then spread that to others. Because if I'm not in a calm state, everybody can feel the vibrations from me.
Yeah.
So it's important for me to keep my peace of mind all the time.
Yeah. And I mean, I always see that so many people always calling you that they're busy doing this or they're doing that and they need help. And you so calmly, give them that direction or some thought about something. So
I always think it's something that I got from the Supreme, and it's something that I can share with everybody else, which is something I enjoy doing.
Yeah. And so I'm just also, as this time that we are going through, especially at this moment, there are so many things that are bombarding us in so many different ways, so be it the elements and be it our own challenges that we are going through, that we really need to reflect and be with oneself, to understand and to come to a point of realization what is happening. So and yes, as you were saying, that yes, we want to see that future that is going to give us more peace, harmony, happiness. But I mean, to get there, one needs to really, start to spend time with the self, spend time with the Supreme Being, and for our own self, just to, I mean, that the period of time that we are in, what is it telling us?
Yeah. I think this time is it's really telling us that it's end times and that we have to make right whatever we put wrong in the past. I think it's important. And, very often I end up talking to people who don't have God's knowledge, and to try and get them to understand that these things will happen, but don't keep looking at it as some kind of disaster. There's so much more to it, and there's so much more we can gain from it. All they need to do is remember God.
Yeah. But
That's what's important.
It is, but I think also because of our own state of being, that we have acquired a lot of things, and everything we feel that on the outside should be balanced, and that everything should work to a plan and everything should be okay. But all of those things outside are now in a state of disaster, and they are in a state of imbalance. And, so then it's shaking us, no?
That's right. It is shaking us.
Yeah. Because of us looking at the form rather than the being,
That's right. That's right. You're absolutely right. And this is when I say to others, don't look at what's happening on the outside. Stabilize yourself. You are the one who can bring peace and harmony to yourself, but you just have to look within.
Yeah. Start to see that point of light that we truly are ourself as the soul. And yes, and then in that way try and help us through this time period, but also just to really, as that point, that whatever we have given and taken from the elements, it is time that they are taking back from us. So the way that what is happening out there is an indication that we definitely have taken the resources and used it and abused it in such a way, and we still are doing it. So important that we need to check and really truly work through ourselves and reflect and realize that it is time for us to give back.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah. As you very rightfully say, we've used it and we've abused it. Now it's time to give back.
Yeah.
But it's to get everybody to realize that we've used and abused.
Yeah.
And now is the time to give back. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And it's absolutely true in so many ways. That when we do have that deep realization within ourselves, that it is through our own actions that we have created this disaster of the elements, because of our own desires or comforts or whatever it may be. And that we should take that responsibility. And so equally then it is our responsibility to help restore that peace and calm to the elements and back to that stage of stability.
Yes.
But I was just sending all my good wishes and my pure feelings out to everyone that no matter where you are and whatever is happening, if there's too much of water or whatever it is that you are surrounded by, that we send all our good wishes out to you, that you may have that strength to cope with whatever it is that is happening, and just keep on rising above and connecting to that supreme being who gives us all of that power. And really reminding me of the song of those words, that God is watching, God is watching.
Yes, absolutely.
Feel that his power,
is there. I have to say that I really enjoy, and I must thank Brother Nithya for the beautiful music and the visuals that he plays. And the songs always seem so appropriate.
So he's really connected and catching our thoughts, or what it is.
Yes, he is.
No, but it's such a beautiful way of really coming together. And in the song also the words is that we have to all come together because we are all children of one Father, one God, and we have to, and together we will be able to overcome whatever it is and help ourselves to rise above all of that is happening. But our time is gone up already. But Sister, thank you so much for being with us. I just see there is something in the chat. Sister Belinda, and those of us who are experiencing not enough water, like in the Eastern Cape, many years of drought. So at one point there's a lot of water, and at one point and there's not enough water. So yes, we're sending water to you, Sister Belinda, that you also are receiving all those good wishes and good thoughts from us. But thank you, Sister Kumarie. And I think, Sister Belinda, are you on next? Have a lovely day, Sister Kumarie.
Thank you.